Hey everybody, Kevin Mullen here with the Office of Youth and Young Adult Ministry, coming to you again with the 2-Minute Tuesday on September 20th. The Kickball Tournament was a lot of fun. Congratulations once again to the Billings Beekeepers from St. Bernard's Parish in Billings. They defended their championship and won it again for 2 years in a row now. It was so much fun just to see everyone and hang out. We had a beautiful day, a little trickle of rain there, but otherwise just a gorgeous day beneath the ever-watchful eyes of Our Lady of the Rockies and Butte. Thanks to Bernie Boyle and the rest of Knights of Columbus who helped us cook, and thanks for everyone who came out and just made it a fantastic day. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, our priests gathered in Butte for their annual priest gathering where they pray together, they learn together, and then they discuss a lot of different topics with bishops. And one of those topics that came up is confirmation and the sacramental preparation for confirmation. I know a lot of you had questions about what was said. I'm sure your pastor came home and said there's new requirements for confirmation. Just wanted to communicate that out to you. Bishop, what he was doing was having a conversation with priests and really casting a vision for what he would like to see for sacramental preparation in our diocese. So to be clear, this wasn't like a detailed policy statement. I don't have like a new document to send out to you. He's really casting a vision here for what he would like to see and then leaving a lot of the details to be determined at the local level. His vision, kind of just in short, is to make sure that we are generously giving the sacraments. We want to make sure that we're not putting undue burdens on young people and their families who really desire the sacrament. So it's this change is really an invitation to make some changes to your own confirmation program. I know a lot of you have been asking about this for a while, and this is your invitation to do that. So from kind of a policy standpoint, especially for those of you who are looking for kind of the checklist of details on what you're supposed to be doing now, there are a few changes that are really important to know. But before I do that, I just want to clarify that these are not necessarily mandates that you have to implement right now. I know that many of you have actually already started your confirmation programs, or you've spent the last several months sort of planning and getting ready for this. So you're not necessarily expected to just throw all of those plans out the window and do something new here. What you should do, however, is first and foremost start with a conversation with your pastor to make sure that you're in line with his expectations. Presumably your priest, he was the one that was at the priest gathering, who was there in person and heard what Bishop had to say. And ultimately, it's your pastor's responsibility for the sacramental preparation in your program in your parish. So if your pastor wants to implement any of these changes in your parish right now, or if he wants to wait till next year, that's certainly his prerogative. So first and foremost, make sure that you start with your pastor. Okay, so let's talk about some of the changes. First and foremost, the age of confirmation is now 6th through 12th grade. Many of you have been desiring to invite younger children into confirmation programs, and you can do that now. Again, you don't necessarily have to change your plans this year, but I would highly encourage you to work with your pastor in sort of thinking, what is your kind of 3 to 5 year plan? What does next year look like? What would it look like if we lowered that age to 6th grade in your parish? So you should really be thinking about that, although you don't necessarily have to make that change right now. Second, there's no longer a 2-year preparation expectation. Now really, there's a lifelong expectation for preparation, right? We know that sacramental preparation is to be ongoing and regular in the home, supported by the parish from baptism. For those of you who have kids, I mean, we've all been to a baptism. We take that vow to form them in the faith from baptism and on. But from sort of a policy standpoint, you don't need to keep attendance records to make sure that young people have been actively engaged in your ministry for 2 years before they get the sacrament, that sort of thing. Again, a lot of this is going to depend on the discretion of your local pastor and how does he determine whether or not a person is prepared for the sacrament. But in short, your confirmation program does not need to be a full 2-year curriculum. Then there's no longer a retreat requirement. Again, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't or that you couldn't include that in the program in your parish, but from a diocesan standpoint, that's not one of the check boxes that every young person has to do. Again, the overall vision here is to generously give out the sacraments to those who are desiring them. The biggest change here, and the way we're going to do that, is to lower the age of the sacrament to 6th grade. I know that this is a change, and I know that change is hard. No doubt you have lots of questions coming at you from families, and you probably also have questions yourself. If you have any questions or concerns, by all means, reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. And the bottom line is to make sure that you're following the direction of your local pastor. It's going to take us some some time to live into this new reality. I get that and I understand that. And I sincerely want you all to know that I appreciate the work that you're doing to serve our young people and their families. Okay, in other news, I'm turning my attention now to Bishop's Gala and the second CYC board meeting, which is here in Helena that weekend of October 7th through the 9th. There is still time. Buy your tickets to the gala and make sure you're selling those raffle tickets. Then we're looking to Junior High Rally in Missoula on November 5th, followed by NCYC November 10th through the 12th. I hope to get out more information about Junior High Rally this week, including registration. And please know that I still have tickets available for NCYC if you're interested in going. I'm trying to get out to each of the deaneries. I met with the Helena Youth Ministers yesterday, and then I was in Shoto last night. I'll be in Butte in a few weeks, and I hope to get to Missoula's next meeting in October. If you're meeting in your deanery, if you have something coming up, please let me know. Or I'd love to just organize something ourselves if you don't have a formal deanery meeting this fall. But I'd love to get out there in the fall and just see everyone, just to connect and see what's going on in your parishes. That's about it for this week. As always, please pray for me, pray for our bishop, and together we will all pray for our young people. God bless.